All right, what's up, everybody? You know who it is. I'm gonna take a different approach today and just have a dialogue because I've just had the most frustrating weekend from one set of people, I'm sorry, that I've been trying to avoid really since my young adult years in my 20s, because these two people uh, seem to be very delusional, and not just them, some other people too. But these people seem to be delusional concerning how they think they can run me, or they think they're going to run me. I've already put them on notice plenty of times, but they did the most despicable thing to me back in 2009 while I was over in Iraq and after I came back from Iraq. And I can't brief the details of that. I won't, but I'm putting it out so that them with their not caring asses can see where I'm at with them, since they really want to allow me to communicate with them face to face. They're very despicable. Aside from saying that, I'm going to say this to you all. If you are a parent and you have children, at some point you need to let your children grow the hell up, whether good, bad, or indifferent, and stay your damn brown nose ass self out of their business. Especially if they're doing good with a career and they seem to have their head screwed on straight. You do not need to interfere with their lives, because you don't know how catastrophic you can set them off on a path that they can never recover from. And if you keep after them, after you see that they are not a menace to society, but they are a product of society, and they keep building themselves up, stay the hell out of their way. If they have children of their own and you see them doing well, they're entitled to their mistakes. As long as they don't injure those kids to the point of no return, stay the hell out of their way. If you're a good parent to your children, please continue to do good with them. If you are dealing with a baby mama drama or baby daddy drama, and they are turning your children against you, God's going to deal with them. Just maintain you. I can honestly say I've had some of these things happen to me. And if you've heard me say in the past that, when I say something derogatory about people and then I say especially family, I really mean that. And I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Not because I'm hateful or evil, but we're in Revelations, and fathers and sons are turning against each other, and daughters and mothers are turning against each other, and vice versa. It's really sad when you get to see the circle of life, and then you take life from those that God gave the circle of life to by extorting from them that which God gave to them. I really mean that. It really hurts. I can't say that I've had that done to me. I don't really talk about it. There's a lot of negative I can tell y'all that has happened to me. A lot of people, one person I dealt with, or a few, try to tell me I'm playing the blame game, but they are very delusional themselves. And one of them has a PhD. You know who you are. And I could have chewed that PhD's ass off, but I stepped back and wanted to myself, if you're such an intelligent person, I know some people give up their common sense for book smarts, so I get that. Me, I have a lot of common sense and logic and a moral compass, so it balances out with my book smarts. I'm not super book smart. It might take me a while to grasp the concept of something, but I'll never lose my common sense and street smarts. I got one person, and I've been helping out when I did, treats me like shit, but then will call me and ask me how to work put gas in their car. I'm not being funny. I'm being serious. So if you hear this, you get pissed off, think about how you treated me. Think about how I helped you out. Yeah, you helped me out, but this ain't the kind of game I'm running. See, the type of person I am is I can walk the hell away from you and not have to deal with you ever again in my entire life. I only need far and few friends, and I could deal with one lover in my entire life. And then the same person tries to tell me, because they're like this, that I should only love myself. I don't know who I am. And I would like to say, I'm older than this person by a few years, but I got mad wisdom running through my bones, flesh, matter, molecules. I consult God. I don't consult man, which includes woman. I'll ask you for your opinion, but you ain't God to me. I established that a long time ago. I figured out a long time ago that a lot of people, you really get off on thinking that because they might have some kind of education in life, some kind of status, which is what I call the status of Nimrod, since he implemented education biblically in the Bible, away from God's teachings. A lot of people are walking around pissed off with God, the Most High, because he probably wanted to take his time with technologically advancing us. And here this dumbass devil, whatever it is, runs ahead, or these satans, runs ahead of God and forces all this knowledge on the world. And here we are. And y'all have torn up the world. And whatever God's living condition is, I honestly would most rather be dealing with that than this world. If it were not for my children, I would leave this world quickly. Not kill myself, not wish to die. Just however wish for God to take me to where he is. But since I have children here, I need to ensure their full growth before I pass on. So what I'm getting at is, like, everybody's living for the here and now. Some of the people that unfortunately I got hooked up with can't see past their flesh and their noses. They're very carnal, and they call themselves trying to lecture at me about life, since some of them, two of them forced me to fail. I can't think of anybody in the world beyond family that has put such thorns in my side to the point where I loathe them. And I don't need no lectures from any of you all. I've thought about this long, and I've talked with God about it long. And it cost me a heart attack from 2010 of stressing about a situation that two people put me through. And then they turn around and turn both sides of the family against me. And that should sum up to you all who I'm talking about easily without me saying anything. I don't like to talk about it. I should not be putting any of my information out there, but I'm not doing it directly. I'm doing it really indirect and subtle. But like I said, this is a message for those people. If they should outlive me, or they should hear this message, this is me putting your asses in check. They've irritated me to the point that they called me on the 20th. What's today, the 22nd? Yeah, they called me on the 20th. Y'all, since my heart attack, November 19, 2022, I have not had my heart rate elevated, like racing. These two educated idiots call themselves trying to good cop, ugly cop me, or ugly cop, legal cop, and then put me into a corner. And the thing is, neither one of them can out-talk me. I'm a man. I did my part as a child. I played by your rules. I cleaned your house, took out the garbage, respected your home. And I had a few friends of homies that sold drugs that I didn't know about. And then once I found out who they were, I cut them loose. Some of them are still alive. Some of them are going to this day. Some are in jail. And I got out of that life, and I got on with my life, and I did really well. I could have easily sold drugs, but I don't care for that. And I'm putting this out there to let people know where I'm at. And this is for those people that have set me a raft for the rest of my life with them. See, I got enough patience and intelligence to sit where I am and play you like chess. I don't play checkers. Y'all play checkers. That's day-to-day movements in the world. Unfortunately, I have to be forced to play long-range divisional chess and mathematics. I'll divide myself away from those that bring me down and multiply that which God gives me. And that's the truth. I've always done it. I'm a pro at it. Again, I'm 48, about to be 49. My life almost ended at 48. God spared me for a reason. And because of that, and these people like call themselves trying to come at me like I'm still a child, I'm putting them in check. It's unfortunate that because of the situation, I don't think I'll ever be dealing with these people ever again. Like, I can't do it anymore. Like, some of y'all can drive your family members away so bad that they don't want to deal with you ever again. You know, and then when they can't out-talk me, because one thing I've mastered is how to out-talk an idiot and an intelligent person. I got people that won't deal with me because they can't handle my mind. Then they try to tell me they go all emotional and try to tell me that I'm losing my temper. Because, you know, when I get off in somebody's butt, yeah, I want you to hear me, so I'm gonna speak sternly. And they say, oh, you're yelling. Don't yell at me. Don't raise your voice at me. No, I'll light your ass up. I'll launch your ass into orbit around the moon, and then when you come back down to Earth, I'm gonna kick you off in the other direction, out past Pluto. That's how the hell I gets down. Figuratively speaking, that's how far I'm gonna put you away from me. The time of the world is at an end. These planets are coming across from west to east. This ain't about them though. They are a sign, and the people in power are trying to hide them. This whole portion of Earth right now, since these planets have come in, is a spiritual movement. Just like California being flooded with them 2 cyclones out there, these planets are causing that. But the people in power won't tell you. All this water that's being evaporated, showing these ancient buildings and structures, sign of the times. Whatever God was that y'all think he's a concept, and that's another thing that one of the idiots that I dealt with, who is a PhD, said God is a concept. So like life was given to you so easily, and you came from your country to my country, but you're always talking bad about Americans. Sometimes I just want to like put you in check. One part of me wanted to report you. You cannot come over to America that gave you an opportunity and then start talking shit about a country that took tax money away from people like myself and other people to make sure that you have had a full free ride. Yes, because you're intelligent, but because they're using you to deflect away from my history that has been hidden. We're going to have a conversation about that one day too when I get ready to tell your ass off. Since I know you don't never listen to my videos, which it don't matter, I will still say what the hell I want. I used to be a Marine, and I still got a Marine mentality, and Marines don't play. Once you set us a raft, we do not play. And I was already mean as hell before that. Actually, Marines calmed me down, made me start playing checkers, playing the sniper game, wait for my target to get into range before I take that shot. Aside from that, I'm literally done for 2023 with some family members. I can't anymore with you because at this point, these people set me off. They knew I had a heart attack. They never called me. One of them never called me since my heart attack, but he got the nerve to come get on the phone and call himself trying to check me. He's a commissioner. Yeah, I would like to tell you who he is, but I'm not going to soil myself with that. And I'm going to try to respect him. I will say that if you also start making accusations at people like me by saying I probably have children somewhere else around the world, I'm going to tell you, you got me so effed up because you know all my children. But then I found out from you that your family members don't know all your children that you have around the world. And again, I'm not going to call you out. It's too damn easy to call you out. But trust me, that's my ace in the hole. And if you screw with me, given your position, I'll drop that ace on you and let you scuttle with that while I clear the air. Marines clear the air. Not being funny, but I heard some atrocities about Army guys, how they leave certain people behind, how they'll do people dirty, and they don't air themselves, get aired out properly, but they're kind of like protected by their boys. Well, I can say the Marine Corps, if you come wrong, they'll air you out. And I have no problem airing out idiots. I don't know about Air Force and Navy. I ain't worried about them. But I'm just putting it out there for these people who know who I'm talking about to, as they say, straighten up and fly right. especially with me. The time of like me being patient, I've been really patient from 2010 to 2022 with a bunch of idiots. 12 years. And it was forced, and they came at me real hard in that 12 years after they got what they stole from me. So, with that being said, a lot of people are getting ready to get their asses kicked to the curb here really swiftly, fastly, and ugly for 2023 and throughout the rest of my life, whether it be short or long. I promise y'all I don't have time to start wars with people. I'm an official war combatant, and I've been trained how to proceed if I had to go to war with somebody, whether I want them to see me coming or not. If I don't want them to see me coming, for them, as they say, for blood, for your life, for whatever, you will never see me coming. And you'll never see me go. That's the power that I have under my cap. Will I ever have to use it again? I hope not. If I have to use it, it'll be for a mortal enemy, a racial enemy. But as far as family, they're spared. Those in the family tree that have pissed me off. And there's very small numbers. And you know, some other people that were my cousins call themselves trying to side with the family members that pissed me off. And every time I see them, they look at me sideways. And I swear to God, one of them is a minister. I could slap all that evil out of his ass. And, you know, he looks at me sideways, but he's got his own little dirt. It's sad when family has fucked over the situation so bad that you'll never get to be the same. And a lot of times I've got mad at God because I was like, I didn't need this. I mean, I got God. I'm glad I got God. I know who God is, the Most High. Not any fake deities that everybody's running around chasing after. But I'm starting to realize this world is so screwed up that people that think they're worshiping the Most High God are really worshiping after Satan, one of the fallen angels. And there's too many of y'all. Some people think God is just a concept. They think the Bible is a fairy tale. But then I had to realize where they came from in their tribe. The Bible was not written by their people, for their people. It was written by my people, for my people. And a lot of you that have stolen the Bible and tried to make it all about the nations and not about God's bloodline, y'all are out of order too. Some days I just wish that like this whole nightmare could be over with. Majority of my life has been a nightmare because I allowed myself to be dealing with some people who just weren't worth it. And unfortunately, many were family. And I have no issue against family. A lot of my family members I love. A lot of them I feel sorry for. They're doing really good, but they're of this carnal world. I'm not doing as good as they would, so they judge me. Like, people judge me, y'all, by my bank account. People judge me by, like, what I don't have. And I'm so much more happier. I want to be rich. I wanted to be rich and wealthy, but I only want to be rich enough to just take care of my children. I still got to deal with that. When certain people who are pawns are moved out of my way. It makes no sense for me to have to waste energy on keeping myself away from people that I essentially do love, but because I know that they're not worth my time, I cannot, and I never will, be able to love them on this side of the world until we all sit down with God, the Most High, and He tells us why He did what He did, or why He allowed them to do what they do. But like, another thing I noticed is if you give people a lot of hell down here, just know that when whatever your spirit is that you don't believe in, and you think you're just going to die and go away and be free and be nothing, no, you're going to go somewhere and all the hell that's in you is going to burn through your soul and torture you. That's how hell works. And earth is hell. Earth is hell. I'm going to say it again. Living on earth is hell. Y'all have heard that saying many times. Life on earth is hell. Earth is hell. Didn't the devil fall down here and the fallen angels? God kicked them out of heaven. They fell down here. God put them down here. We got born. They're here. And everybody's out to control each other and give each other hell. I'm going to speak on another thing too. And I don't really give my attention to stuff like this. And this is the first time in my life ever. Okay, so I was at my residence and I was walking trash to the garbage, right? I was looking at the sky like I always do. And this was on the 20th, yeah. And so I'm looking at the sky. You know how the sky can kind of blind you. So my eyes were adjusting. And as I was walking, some little young high schooler girl, she's really fast, out of control, smoking weed, probably drinking, probably having a physical life at the age of 14 that she shouldn't be worried about. But as I was walking by her, first of all, I'm a Marine. So if movement catches my peripherals or anywhere in my area where I can see, I'm going to look and adjust. And I normally give myself a 2-second look. I don't look over 3 seconds, regardless of what gender you are, what your habits are. I take mental snapshots and keep it moving. So as I'm walking back away from the dumpster after I drop my trash off, I look to the right and there's this person sitting on the steps. And it was a female. I think she was 14 or 16. Anyway, she called my attention and said, "Excuse me," which threw me off. So I backed up and said, "Yeah." And she was like, "Why are you looking at me?" And I was just like so blown the freak away that she would even go there. And I said, "I wasn't looking at you." I was like, "So you mean to tell me 1 to 2 seconds is staring at you?" She was like, "You were staring at me like, And like, y'all, that got me so pissed off. I could have slapped fire from that girl because first of all, you're close to my daughter's age. Second of all, I don't think about anybody in that aspect to the point where I want to fantasize. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that there are people that are developing like women at the age in the teenage years, like starting from 12. My own daughter goes through that because there's steroids in the water. When I look at you, first of all, if I'm looking at a sister, a black woman, regardless of her age, it's going to be in adoration, not in a sexual fantasy. You know what I'm saying? There's too many women on the planet for that. Straight up, y'all. And I've seen all types of exotic people around the world. Way more exotic than, I'm going to say, in Virginia, North Carolina, just any part of the world that I've been to in America. There are way more exotic women, females outside of America. So I tend, I'm mindful of a lot of things like that. But the reason why I say that, like, she blew me away and the girl's not so attractive. So, she got me so pissed off. I went ahead and told her, I was like, "You know what? Seriously, you're not even worth my attention." Since she was going there she literally stepped to me like an adult. So I had to put her in check like an adult. And that's the thing about me. If you try to jump up on my mountain, like you're on my level, I'm going to have to go ahead and smite you back down on your ass to let you know you ain't all that. And I'm going to say it in such short, swift words that don't take much. I can do it in a fragment because that's how I am. Anywho, I went ahead and put her in check. And then I came down and told some of my neighbors I've been knowing for a long time. It's like, can you believe that child said what she said? And I told them what she said. And they said, one of them was like, "Yeah, she's real fast and she chases a lot of like grown men, like, I guess she's a teenager chasing these guys in their 18, 19, 20-year-olds. But I don't know why she did that to me. It really pissed me off and it really burnt me, y'all. I could have pulled a belt off and whooped her ass just like my parents used to do me when I was out of order. Or I seen the way that we grew up. For those of y'all that got beat with switches and belts and drop cords, y'all know how it go. These little cancel culture kids, they ain't worth it. You think I'm going to get in trouble for your little sorry ass? Hell no. And the thing about me is I love intelligent women. First of all, I'm not a carnal dude. You got to be super damn intelligent to catch my attention. Beautiful too, but super damn intelligent. I don't want to be around no dummy. I don't let no dummies hang off my arms, regardless of your age. And I don't talk to idiots that cause problems. But that one caused me some problems. So after I told her off, I let my peoples know. She started rallying all these little young guys trying to, irritate me. And I was like, the audacity of your teenage ass to get my attention thinking that I was staring at you when really I wasn't. A 2-second look is not a stare. That's allowable. And my eyes were adjusting from looking at the sky. So I was just so burnt about that. And I started feeling like I was in danger because, like, luckily I talked when I was telling my two neighbors that I know really well about what she did. One of her friends was standing by and he started laughing. He's like, "Let me go talk to her." cause me and him are pretty cool. So he went down and talked to her, and she was looking down at me, pointing her finger and turning all these little young boys' heads. And I said, you know what? If that little girl causes people to start trying to hurt me, I'm gonna set this whole neighborhood off. It ain't gonna be in no ignorant format either. It's gonna be a lot of my people's crawling around. The ones that I deal with, that's detectives. And I bet you'll find a lot of people with illegal substances on them if y'all want to screw with me. I ain't being funny. I'm just saying, leave me alone, and I won't mess with you. It's just that simple. And that's my message to everybody. Leave me alone, and I won't mess with you. I know my lateral left and right limits. I know my path. I stay on my path. I don't deal with no young, ignorant folks. I don't deal with no old, ignorant folks. I don't deal with no people, anybody that's ignorant, period. I'm trying to ascend to God. And what it was, I was feeling pretty good because one of my homies just had a granddaughter, and that granddaughter reminded me of my daughter, and I got to hold that little girl on the 19th, and then the 20th, I was still on that high, and then the 20th, the devil came to bring me down through some idiot teenager who had seen me for years, but finally decided to say something to me. And, tomorrow on the 23rd, but a year ago, is when I had a run-in with that Confederate guy. So actually, it was on a Sunday night. Today is a Sunday. On the calendar, it was on the 23rd. Today is the 22nd. Tomorrow's the 23rd. So there's that negative energy that's coming for me that I had to deal with a year ago throughout this whole weekend. It started on Friday, and it's Saturday and Sunday, and I've been feeling off all weekend because after the little girl did her crap, then I had a phone call from two people I don't want to deal with, set me off further and set my heart off. And they knew they set me off. I guess they're trying to kill me. Unfortunately, they're family, and I'm going to say they're parents. I'm going to have to cut them off. Like forever. I can't. I don't want nothing to do with them. Just don't turn my seeds against me, because we're getting ready to come away from y'all. All right. I don't like disclosing a lot of information, but I just had to put that out to y'all because I'm under a spiritual attack still. Coming out of 2022, all last year in 2022, I was under a spiritual attack. Well, it's getting ready to end tomorrow. The 23rd is when the end of 2022 is over officially. So I know what it is. That's why I'm just like irritated with this. Once Aquarius hits tomorrow, and this spiritual stuff is real, I think I'll be out of it. But those of you that are just trying to stay away from evil people, please do the best you can to stay away from them. They're no good, even if it's family, even if it's parents, siblings. Try to make well with your children. I've had falling outs with my children here and there, indirectly with two, directly with one, and I'm going to amend that the best way I can. The only way that does not get corrected is if I'm rejected by my mind in this evil times, last days on earth. Y'all, we're living our last days on earth, right? We are living our last days on earth. And shoot, I don't know what else to tell you. I have no idea other than just saying stay prayed up, stick close to God, because that's the Alpha and the Omega, and everybody else is just passing through in this life, and it is what it is. All right. Y'all be good. We'll chat later. If you deal with somebody and you genuinely are their friend, stay their friend, like for real. Have a communication with them. If you be with somebody because of a physical aspect, and they come off more spiritual and you can't keep up, leave them alone. I'm dealing with that too. Keep your friends limited. They say keep your enemies closer, but I say blow your enemies to hell. Some people are not worth the time. Nobody has time for the chaos in the world. All right. So with that being said, just keep yourselves going, keep yourselves up, and love y'all. We'll get back to our skies in our regularly scheduled program, but sometimes I will be having conversations like this. All right. Third Eye Cam, always a pleasure. We'll talk more. All right. Poof.